In this video, I'm going to talk about MBTI, which is myers-briggs type indicators. See, there is a reason I have decided to make this video because my students who passed the PMP exam recently, they unanimously said, Gautham, for the current PMP exam, the basic understanding of MBTI, it's very important. So that is the reason I have decided to make this video, and moreover in this video I'm going to just talk about the basics of MBTI which is necessary for the PMP exam. And most importantly guys, at the end of the video I'm going to conduct a test. With that I will be evaluating whether you guys have really understood the basics of MBTI. Trust me, there is a high chance you will find a similar question in the actual PMP exam. Hey guys, my name is Gautham Sutakar. I am working as Head of Training Department with EduHubSpot. Let's get started discussing myers-briggs framework. As a part of this framework, 8 preferences has been defined. Those are extraversion, introversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging and perceiving. So these are the 8 preferences this framework has. And this framework is making 4 pairs of opposite preferences. What do I mean by that? Let me take a pair. Extraversion and introversion are making a pair. Because extraversion and introversion are exactly 2 opposite personalities, and that's why it is making a pair. And this is pair number 1. Pair number 2, it's sensing and intuition. Again, these 2 are exactly opposite personalities, so this makes a pair. Pair number 3, thinking and feeling. As similar to the earlier pairs, thinking and feeling are exactly opposite personalities. And the last pair, which is pair number 4, is judging and perceiving. Again, the same, judging and perceiving are exactly opposite personalities. So as a part of this framework, we have 4 pairs. So now what I'm going to do in this particular video, I'm going to discuss each pairs in much detail with a practical example. So let's start discussing pair 1, which is extraversion and introversion. Let me start with extraversion. Extraversion is often referred to as extrovert. So when we can call a person has an extrovert personality is when that person is getting energized by spending time with other people. In that case, we can call that person has an extrovert personality. So I want to share an example here. For sharing an example, I want to take a person from my family. And the person whom I'm going to take is my wife. See, with this, I can show to my wife, see in my video, I'm just talking about you. Just husband things. Okay, let's get into the topic. My wife is an extrovert personality. The reason why I'm saying she has an extrovert personality type is, whenever she is talking to a new person, she will talk in such a way that she knows that person for long years. So whenever she feels low or demotivated, she will come to me and she will talk to me, or she will just pick up her phone and she will talk to her friends. By talking to people, she will feel energized. So she is an extrovert personality. Now let's talk about introversion. Introversion, often referred as introvert. When we can call a person as introvert is that person will feel energized by spending time alone. Again, I want to share an example here, and for that let me take a person from my family, my dad. And my dad is really a role model for me. And my dad has introvert personality. My dad is a very tough businessman, and whenever he feels low or whenever he has some problem in the business or problem with the family, so what he does is he will go to his office and in his cabin, he always stays alone. By staying alone, he will motivate himself and then he will come back stronger. And sometimes he'll go to restaurant alone, he will have food alone and then he will come back stronger. See what's happening? My dad is feeling energized when he is staying alone. So he is an introvert personality. Now let's talk about the next pair, which is sensing, intuition. Let me start with sensing. See, when you can call a person has a sensing personality is when that person is only talking details and facts. That person will not be worried about giving overview. That person is only worried about details and facts. So let me take an example for this. So now I wanted to be an example of a sensing personality. I myself. So whenever I teach PMP bootcamp, so when I explain a PMP concepts to my students, I won't be talking overview about that concept. I will be talking in detail about each and every concept. Trust me, from the next day onwards, my students can apply that concept in their work world. So Gautham as a teacher definitely has a sensing personality. Now let's talk about intuition personality. Intuition is exactly opposite to sensing. When a person is not worried about details and facts, and that person is so happy in just giving an overview. For intuition also, I want to take myself as an example. I don't know how many people knows this. Every week Tuesday on EduHubSpot channel, I used to conduct live PMP Q&A session. In that session, I will be discussing 5 sets of PMP questions. So what happened in one of the sessions I conducted, a student was asking me, hey Gautham, can you please explain details of the change control process? See, that session is meant for something else. So that session is meant for discussing 5 sets of PMP question. I can't explain the details about change control process in that particular session. So what I did, I was just giving an overview about the change control process. See here, same person, Gautham, has shown his intuition personality. I did not talk about the details of change control process, whereas I was just giving an overview. So from these examples, what I want to tell you guys is, based on the situation, you can change the hat of sensing and intuition. So let me talk about the next pair, which is thinking and feeling. Let me start with thinking. When we can call a person has a thinking personality is when that person is making a decision only based on data and facts, we can call that person has a thinking personality. Now let me give you an example. So a few years before, my reporting manager was a German guy and his name is Martin. Don't think like I'm revealing a name. So before I was making this video, I was just doing WhatsApp to Martin and then I was asking Martin, I'm going to talk about you. Are you okay with that? He was okay and that's why I'm revealing his name. Okay, let's come back. So a few years before, one of my reporting manager and his name is Martin, he has a thinking personality. So why I'm saying he has a thinking personality is he always takes his decision based on data and facts. Consider Gautham want to get some 15-20% of salary hike to one of my team members. If I go and discuss with Martin, I have to give data and facts to Martin which supports that percentage of hike which I want to give to my team member. When I just go and tell Martin like, Martin, you know what, that team member is financially struggling, we want to give 15 or 20% salary hike, Martin won't listen. I want to provide the actual data and facts which supports that 15 or 20% hike which I want to give to that team member. Only then I could able to get that hike number from Martin. See, he is taking decision based on data and facts, not based on feelings and emotions. Now let's talk about the opposite personality of thinking, which is feeling. When we can say a person has a feeling personality is when that person is taking decision based on feelings and emotions. Here again, I want to quote one of my reporting manager and his name is Vimal and I was reporting to him earlier when I was working in some other MNC companies. He has a feeling personality. When I want to get some 15 or 20% salary hike to my team member, when I want to get approval from Vimal, I don't want to give him data and facts. Rather, if I go and say that, you know what, Vimal, that person is really struggling in his personal life. Financially, that person is struggling. So we want to give that hike to that team member and Vimal will agree to it. So what's happening here, guys? Vimal is making decision based on his feelings and emotions. So what Gautham said that person is financially struggling and he is agreeing, to give 15 or 20% hike what that team member is expecting. So Vimal has a feeling personality. Let's talk about the last pair, which is judging and perceiving. Let me start with judging. So when we can call a person has a judging personality is when that person is approaching everything in a structured manner. Kind of that person will do every planning upfront and that person will just follow that plan. And that person will not be happy when we are making some changes on that plan. Now let me give you an example for this. For that, again, I want to take a person from my family, my brother, and his name is Kaushik. So he is more of a judging personality. So what do I mean by that? When he wants to plan a day, he will do an upfront planning. So he will decide like, okay, I'm going to wake up by 8 a.m. From 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., I'm going to have my breakfast. And after that, from 9 to 1, I will be working. 1 to 1:30 p.m., I'm going to have my lunch. After that, from 1:30 to 5, I'm going to do these works. And after 5 p.m., I will go to gym and then I'll do workout. Then after that, I'll go to my bed. So he plans everything upfront and he will just follow the plan. When I want to make any changes in his plan, when I say that, hey, can you do your workout in the morning rather evening? He won't be accepting the changes. So he is more of a judging personality. Now let me talk about the perceiving personality, which is exactly opposite to judging. So when we can call a person has a perceiving personality is when that person is approaching everything in a little unstructured way. That person will be more spontaneous and that person will be more adaptable to changes. So for this perceiving personality, I want to be as an example. I am more of a perceiving personality. The reason is I won't plan my day. I know what are all the things I want to do in that particular day. I will be more spontaneous. So what do I mean by that? I will just wake up whenever I want. After I wake up, it depends on my mood what I should do. If I have a mood to work, I will work. Or if I have a mood to go to gym and work out, I will do the workout. And I won't have any fixed time for having my food. Whenever I am hungry, I will have my food. And whenever I am not in a mood to work, I'll just watch Netflix and then I will watch some series. But I will make sure by end of the day, the work which is needed to be completed on that day, it's done. But I will do in a more unstructured way, in a spontaneous way. And I'm more flexible towards changes. When someone is changing my plan, I will be adapting it. So I am more of a perceiving personality. So until now, what we have discussed 8 preferences of Myers-Briggs frameworks in detail and with some practical examples. And what this MBTI does is, MBTI is taking these 8 preferences and MBTI is making different permutations and combinations, and MBTI is defining 16 personality types which a person can have. And those personality types you will be seeing on my screen. But for the PMP exam, you don't want to study these personality types. So what is more important is understand these 8 preferences which we discussed as a part of this video. But nevertheless, out of my own interest, out of the 16 personality types which you are seeing on my screen, I will be explaining you one personality type. So let me take the first one, which is ISTJ. I stands for intuition, S stands for sensing, T stands for thinking, J stands for judging. So what MBTI says, a person can have this combination of these personalities, which is ISTJ. When a person is having this combination of the personality, that person will be more action oriented, more analytical, and more spontaneous. And similarly, any person can fit into the 16 personality type which you are seeing on my screen. Of course, this is not important for your PMP exam. Just understand the 8 preferences which we discussed so far. Now, as I committed in the beginning, it is the time to conduct a test. You will be seeing 2 questions on my screen. Let's first talk about question number 1. In question number 1, on the right side, you will be seeing 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, scenario 2. On the left, you are seeing extrovert and introvert. So what you guys have to do, please let me know in the comment section which scenario is extrovert and which scenario is introvert. For example, you can write like Gautham, scenario 1 is an example of introvert. Scenario 2, it's an example of extrovert. And don't just write this, and also please provide your reasoning why you are saying scenario 1 is extrovert, scenario 2 is introvert. Because I am interested in knowing the reason. With that, I can really evaluate whether you guys have really understood the concepts or not. The same thing you have to do for question number 2 as well. In question number 2, on the right, you are seeing 2 scenarios. On the left, you are seeing judging and perceiving. In the comment section, please let me know which scenario is judging and which scenario is perceiving. Again, please provide reasoning. That is very important. And when you are giving a comment or in the comment section, I will be revealing the right choices as well. And then I will be provide my reasoning. So let's make it very interactive. Trust me guys, when you are doing these 2 questions right, there is a high chance out of 180 questions in the PMP exam, you are doing a question right. I hope you guys have really enjoyed that video. If you have really enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And also my humble request to you guys is please subscribe our EduHubSpot channel. The reason why I am asking to subscribe, it's for your benefit, because when you are subscribing to our channel, whenever I release new videos related to PMP or generic project management stuffs, you will get a notification. You can make use of it. And also I have already released some of the concept explanation videos. I'll be keeping the link of those videos in the description of this particular video. Kindly go to the description and make use of it. And if you have any queries related to PMP, or if you want to know how I will be coaching my students, and if you want to talk about any generic project management topics with me, don't hesitate to write me an email. My email ID is gautham.suthakar@eduhubspot.com, which you will be seeing on the screen. So write an email. I will be definitely responding to you guys. And also in the description, I'm giving my LinkedIn ID as well. Please be kind enough in sending the request. Let's get connected and let's build our network and let's help out each other. Again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and you guys have learned something in this video. I will be meeting you all soon in another great video. Until then, bye. Take care.